Hi, Sean Orford. Today I'd like to talk about religiosity, spirituality, papal visits and meditation. Now I come from a very religious background in the sense that my father came from an Eastern European Jewish root. My mother came from an Irish Roman Catholic root. I was brought up Church of England and I went off and spent 10 years as a monk in an Eastern tradition. As you know, at the moment we have a papal visit. And I'm fascinated by the sectarianism of religiosity. Let me explain a little. It must be obvious to anybody who takes the time to think about it that the whole of the universe comes from the same source. In quantum physics we begin to talk about source energy, the energy that was there before the Big Bang and the energy that underlies all of matter. It would seem obvious to me that any connection to that source energy that many people choose to use the word God to describe would be to a universal energy, and that energy is unique in the sense there is only one. That's what to be unique means. It means there is only one version of it. And yet, throughout history, throughout the whole history of mankind, we have different people at different times assuming that they have the connection. They have the connection to this source energy and they're going to express it. If you look at the human development of spirituality, at different times, different images have predominated. And some of those images are hugely, hugely powerful. If you look at the Buddhist image, you have an image that has been lasting for about 5,000 years, still going. If you look at the Christian image, you have this vision that has been going for 2,000 years. If you look at Islam, you have a vision that's been going for about 1,600 years. Very, very powerful images and visions that are shared with the followers. The only problem comes when the followers of whatever the image is of the time believe that their image is better than others. And very often this is where religion creates strife, conflict, sectarianism and wars. To me, religion of any source is usually nothing to do with spirituality. Religion is usually to do with the operation of power and the socio-economic control of a community. And this has been used very, very powerfully over the centuries to control human society. But there's a distinction here. Religion has nothing to do with spirituality. The person who is in contact with themselves and is in contact with source energy can be at home talking to God in a temple or a tabernacle or a church or a mosque or a shopping mall or a wooded glade. It doesn't make any difference. The issue is that if any of us are positively connected to source energy, wherever we are in contact with, if you want to use the word God, God. And it fascinates me at the moment when we have the Pope coming to Britain and his followers, his flock, are coming to him for his guidance, which is lovely. And he at the same time, he represents his level of source energy. He goes and talks to the Archbishop of Canterbury, who represents another level of source energy. And if we were to go to Israel, we would find a source. And if we would go to the Islamic countries, we would find a source. And yet, we are all talking about the same thing. So, my message in my blog for this week, and you can read it on the site, is that if we step beyond religiosity into spirituality, we can identify that we are all part of one thing. It's never a case of us and them, you and me. And so for me, throughout life, as soon as someone says to me that their God is better than mine, I know that they're spiritually illiterate. That's a good word. Spiritually illiterate. And once I realise that, I think, okay, I can't really communicate with you at this time, and I move on. And over the years I've studied with many groups, from the Moonies and the Theosophists, the Christian Scientists, all kinds of groups, understanding what it is that they're saying. The ones that work best are the ones that work in the idea that we are in a unified whole, that source energy, God if you want to use the word, that source energy is available to all and everybody, and nobody ever has a right over it that is excluded from others. Have a think about it. When you do your meditations, and I hope you do, when you have your quiet time every day and you connect with source energy, you are as much an interpreter of that beautiful source within you as any spiritual leader. Enjoy your meditations. You take care. Thanks. Bye.